Just wait for a few more people to come in. Paige, I don't know if you can hear me or if you can, but I can't hear TW. Sounds like he wants to say something. TW, if you can hear us, there's an unmute button under sound.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Where are you calling from?
Texas,
Texas.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
I love it. The Colonia, have you had a chance to play there?
Yes, I have.
That's an unbelievable golf track.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, I have. At one time, I had a friend that lived there, so it was pretty good for me to play there.
Oh, was it?
Yes. And
That's very cool. I got to play, a friend of mine played in the Pro-Am there and invited me to caddy for him. And that was when Corey Pavin was at his heyday.
Okay.
That's a real special place. A lot of history.
This is my wife, Dorothy. I don't know if you can
Hi,
see
Dorothy.
her.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Can't see me. See my hand.
I'm doing well.
There we
We got Freedom Phone here. I love him. He's smoking a cigar, so that's pretty cool.
go.
Yeah,
Doing?
that's there you go. We can see you well now. Before we start, does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask in advance?
No.
No?
Turn the light on.
All right. So today, happy Friday, everybody.
Thank you. Same to you.
Happy Friday and to a wonderful weekend. We're going to talk about some Nike shoes today. You're laughing. Was that funny, Dorothy?
Yeah, I just laced my Nike shoes up.
You just did?
I just did.
Which ones do you have?
What do I have? I know freedom something. I don't know.
Do you like them?
I like them just to be cute, but for heavy duty stuff, they don't work.
Really?
No, they don't work for my walking and all of that stuff.
Gotcha. Well, I think that Nike has probably got one of the absolute best products like this. It has one of the best. Is he saying something?
We're not on the right call.
Gotcha.
James just called. We're not on the right call.
You're not on the right call?
We're not, we should be on another call instead of with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
So are you going to be dropping off?
Yes.
Well, thanks for being here.
Okay, thank you.
You got it, Doris. Anyways, what I was just about to share, everyone, that in my opinion, and I've seen a lot of golf shoes, and we're grateful to have Nike this year. They've been a very hard organization to get for a retailer. As a golf shoe, I don't know that there's anything better from what all of our customers said as a sports performance shoe. From performance and to the aesthetics of the shoe, I don't think that there's anything better in this category. Nike's come a long way from the original Tiger Woods shoes to now, they have their staple, the Roshe G shoes, the Air Zoom Infinities, and the Victory shoes. And this one I have here is the Victory shoe here. Amazing what they've come across. And this year is the very popular spikeless Roshe shoe, which has been hugely successful, extremely comfortable for anybody who's worn it. It has a very beautiful knit fabric on the top here. Their midsole has been re-engineered to give it that comfort. So if you walk a lot, the spike pattern is very cool too. These round circles actually, and I don't know if you can really see that up front, but they are kind of elevated than other parts of the sole. And there's all these little minute spikes, so that give you they have different depths of these spikes too, to give you maximum traction, especially if you're in softer areas, sand, or in some damp grass. I don't know how well they hold up in wet conditions, but as you can see here, you have a big, huge diameter here with these elevated spikes to give you to support, that is where the maximum weight is in your heel section. And then obviously in the perimeters of your forefront of your foot, where you, turn and you have that lateral shift, that's going to give you some more support and stability with these spikes, the way that it's designed. Very lightweight, extremely comfortable. I do have to say that these do run small and a little narrow for my liking. I'm hoping that they will start making them a little bit more generous in the toe box area, but as an overall golf shoe, I don't think that there's been anything better. And that's what all of our customers have said too. And you can read, many reviews online and that support it as well. So that's the Nike Roshe G golf shoe. And then next up on the deck is the Victory Tour. This one here, this Victory Tour, you see a lot of players wear it professionally, beautifully designed. It has a nice heel cup here to give you more support in the heel. A beautiful leather upper finish. This one here is the spiked version. Again, as a sport athletic shoe, I don't know that not anyone does it any better. Represented very well on the PGA Tour. There are so many Nike players out there, and it's getting more and more popular. As you can see, when watching golf, that there's a lot more guys wearing. You can see Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, Brooks Koepka. Sorry about that. Started wearing it. One of the cool things that I noticed here in the Victory G is that on the inside of the shoe, they have a support that goes on top of the forefront to give you that a little bit. It's a little strap that goes on the inside. I'll try to show you if you can catch it on camera. That gives you a little bit more support in this section, in the midsection of your foot. So I'm going to see if I can just show that on camera, because it is kind of hard to see. Very cleverly engineered and designed, but absolutely stunning looking golf shoe. Again, this one here is same. They do run a little bit small and a little bit narrow. I'm not sure if I can capture that on camera or not, but it is this. Yeah, it's this piece right here. It's kind of a fabric, and it is kind of more of a webbing than it is a fabric. That'll give you that when you cinch up the shoe this way, it'll give you that lateral support. Wonderful shoe. Again, that's the Air Zoom Victory shoe. The new one was really compelling to me that I loved is the Infinity Tour. What's really cool about this is that they totally re-engineered the shoe. And this one here, believe it or not, has they've made it a wider toe box, because that's one of the problems with Nike is, the complaints were that it is very narrow in here. So again, they've made it a wider toe box. And I don't know if you can see this right here, but you see these, their cleats, again, they're embedded into the sole of the shoe, just like the Adidas Tour 360 22s that I showed you before. But underneath it, they have what these call these, you can see it right in here, is this Zoom pillow. So that is their their version of an energy return system. Absolutely comfortable, fascinating, a wonderful looking shoe. Now these ones here do come in a fabric finish up top. Again, they are waterproof. It has this coating here on the top of the toe box here. That is going to help, not for anything of performance, but more for scuff marking, because this is where we get a lot of wear and tear, especially when swinging the golf club and we're rotating, and then when we're pivoting, and we're standing, on the back foot gets up on our toes like that. This will prevent it from, getting those severe scuffs and making the shoe look really wonderful. I do love this shoe a lot. A lot of customers have really enjoyed the real benefits of it, especially the Nike fans, how well this has been made, how it fits compared to the previous versions. Again, you see it on tour. For a sports shoe looking, I don't think there isn't any nicer than or iconic as the Nike shoes. That pretty much covers it. It's pretty cool what you can see this again. I just want to come back to these the spiked, or this version of a spike. It's now incorporated into the sole. If you can see that up close there, yeah, there you go. You can really see that, and they put them in those key positions on the sole here in the midsection of the foot, and then on the heel as well. You have two of them, one's here and the one's here. Beautiful. Again, that's going to give you that extra traction that you're looking for, and the durability. Again, they do say it should last a couple hundred rounds. Again, absolutely beautiful. It has a nice, beautiful foam in the heel, so they give you that extra comfort. It is not too snug in here. Some of the shoes that I've noticed that have this like little narrow heel section tend to rub up against the heel, and I find that this one does not. So those for looking for comfort and style and performance, this is pretty fantastic and Infinity. So that's kind of my take on Nike. And one of the things I got to share with regards to Nike as a brand. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of you see more people. You see more organizations developing golf shoes. But you have to ask yourself, Nike is a shoe company. It's the biggest company in the world. Their research and development team that they have is bar none. It is, deep and profound, and they do everything compelling. Imagine that all their tour players that get represented, get like Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods used, on their roster, and all their other players. They can't sacrifice having an inferior shoe. And the technology, I mean, they have the means to do it. And this is why the investment into these brands like this are so valuable. And anytime you can find something like this, and if you can find them on a deal, that's even better. You're not going to waste your money. And that's what I love about these brands. They are so passionate about what they do that they take the time, they research it. This shoe probably took 2 to 3 years in the making before it gets actually launched. So just some things to consider when buying a golf shoe in general. So that's my take on it, on Nike shoes. I'd love to hear any feedback or any comments. And somebody asked about, do you need about replacing the spikes? No, you don't need to replace these spikes here, because these are embedded in the sole, and the durability of it, you're going to get about 100 rounds out of it, or 100 to 200 rounds out of it. They say 200, but so by the time you need to replace these spikes, you'll be replacing the shoe. As for the other ones that are, the replaceable spike shoes on the Victory Tours, you can just get any generic spikes. They are not proprietary spikes, so you can replace those when needed as well. Again, if anybody has any questions, I'd love to hear any comments, or if you wear Nikes and what you think of them as well. Freedom phone.
Yeah, Paul, it's Lance here.
Hey, Lance, I love you. I saw you smoke that cigar. I love it.
Yeah, you should consider adding that to your product line. All joking aside, I've got my Duca del Cosmos on right now at the office. My wife likes them as a dress shoe more than, or a casual shoe more than a golf shoe. But I've been an Adidas FootJoy wearer, and the second shoe you had up, like you, I've got a bit of a fat.
This one or this one?
Nope, the third one, the one that was green.
The green one. Yep, the Victory Tour.
I tend to play a lot in the morning, so I'm playing on wet grass. So I prefer spikes. So my concern was, you made the comment about the narrowness of it. Do they, when I'm looking online, do they size similar to, say, the Adidas, or or should you be going up half a size if you, like I've got a really wide foot. So would I be looking at a half size larger?
At least a half size. So Nikes tend to run a half size smaller than Adidas and Foot
Okay.
Joy. That's been what I found. If I'm, for instance, if I'm a 9 in Adidas, I'll be a 9.5 in Nike.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
And then from a support point of view, I go at the ball pretty hard, so I like a strong support through sort of the top of my foot there. Could you just talk a little bit more about the support you have built in there, or that's built in there?
Yeah. So think about think of it this way: it's like seatbelt material, but it's not as thick as a seatbelt. But it is a web, a nylon webbing. It's not just fabrics, because in order to have that support on the side of the foot, you need something that's extremely stable and is less resistant to stretch. And that's what they've incorporated. It's pretty wide, actually. It's probably about, I can't tell you how wide it is, but it's probably about 4 fingers wide. So it's exactly here. That's how wide it is. So which goes right over top of the arch on the top, on the top of your foot. On the top.
You made a comment about, is it a leather upper or is it synthetic?
No, this is the leather upper. There is the nice thing. I mean, the thing about leather is that it, once it gets broken into, it gets a lot softer and molds to your foot and does give a little stretch. Where synthetic leathers, I find that they're great for the environment. They're great for all the reasons thereof, but they do not have the same give, I find, for synthetic leather.
Need to be treated at all for waterproofing, or do they come with sort of a standard?
They do come with their standard waterproofing, like all companies do. Yeah, and they're very, if there's any problems, they're very good about replacing them in any way.
And is green the only color?
No, this is one that I had just happened to pick out for this shoot, but they do come in all different color palettes. Yeah.
That's some questions I had. Appreciate you doing this Zoom and love buying them.
Well, we appreciate it. We want to build the community and be of service to you guys.
So great. Thanks. I'm going to log off now. Take care.
So, hey, I got a question for you before you go. So what cigar are you smoking?
Oh, geez, just a second here. I bought a couple Gurkhas today. I'll have to take a look. Just a sec. I came in off the porch because the drive is a little Flora de Copan.
Oh, beautiful. I'm a cigar smoker myself, so.
Yeah, I'm down in, and so we've got a local Barbacoa. We said, I'll give you a quick view of this. So I thought I'd come out here and read some reports and have a cigar.
Wonderful.
And then it was great that you brought up. It was great that you brought up the Zoom call today.
Wonderful. Well, glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm glad what you're doing. I enjoy your company, and as I said, I've got my Under Armour pants that got delivered this week from you guys. So I think my wife always knows when you have a good product release on, because the packages come into the office.
So speaking of pants, I've been testing out the Nike Vapor pants.
Okay.
Because I've been intrigued, because I'm in my videos, you can see that I love wearing pants. In summertime, I just like wearing pants. It doesn't matter.
What do you like about the Nikes as opposed to, say, the FootJoys or the Under Armours?
What I'm looking for is something that is the important thing for me with pants is that the material, the fabric has structure to it. And I don't know how to really articulate that. It has to drape well. It can't be just like flimsy and loose. So it has to has a certain structure to it, but yet have a certain component of stretch.
Yes.
Especially around the thighs, more importantly, and in the knees. So when you're bending for a putt, you don't have that restriction in a pant, which annoys me. The other thing that I found pretty cool was that they do have that stretch waist. So you can, you know, if you're in between size, like, you know, 34, 36, the 34 will accommodate if you're, you know, if you need that a little bit of extra room without
Gotcha.
feeling constricted. Like the other thing too is that, and I'm going to do a review on the pants, is that it has a little snap versus a button on the inside, the very internal one.
Yes.
It's a snap versus a button, and then a clasp. The button, the snap is kind of cool because I was, you know, I'm always concerned when manufacturers use snaps for pants, especially when there's a lot of force, believe it or not, on the pant around the waist section, that it would pop. But I've been shocked that it hasn't popped. And another cool thing that I noticed with the pants is that the pockets do not come out. Like in some of the Adidas pants, the back pockets, the lining of the pockets tend to come out. So if you have something in like a glove on the back pocket, you pull your glove out, guess what happens? The lining comes out too.
Yeah.
So very, you know, like these small things that we don't really necessarily pay attention to when buying them, but we do notice them that when we are using the product. So that's one of the things that a lot of customers really appreciated, is that the pants, you know, have that little feature that, you know, sometimes it's so annoying.
Yes.
You
Well,
know,
that's good info. Appreciate you taking the extra couple minutes to go off topic and talk about that.
You got it. My pleasure.
Okay, you have yourself a good weekend.
Thank you very much. You
Take
as
care.
well. Take care.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Anybody else have any questions? I see Brett and John there. I see Roy there. Maybe that's Rory McElroy. No other questions? Anything else you need to know or you would like to know? Okay. Well, again, I want to, I know this was a little bit of shorter webinar than our usual one, but keep on the lookout for more Nike product. We are excited to have Nike shoes. A lot of our customers have been wanting them. It's just been an extreme challenge to get Nike because of their mandate of how they're now selling direct to consumer, and they are narrowing down their online retailers. So we're fortunate enough to carry them and offer them to all of our customers. They're again, to recap, Nike is doing an amazing job. I think they're one of the best in that sports performance looking shoe compared to any of the other brands out there. It's a little bit more classically designed, but yet has that sport feel. They're not like FootJoy Classics or the FootJoy Premier shoes, where they're very very traditional type looking shoe. Adidas is very sport minded, which is fantastic. They make an amazing product, but it really looks very sporty versus something more along this line here. So again, and then I touched on the pants a little bit. I'm going to do a full review on the pants because I think they're worthy of a review, and also their apparel as well. So on that note, if no one has any more questions, I don't want to keep everybody, and I'll give one more chance to see if anybody has any questions. If not, I want to thank everybody for coming. I hope you found this informative, and we have a lot of exciting more Zoom calls coming up. I am in the talks, just for everybody to know, I am in the talks with True Linkswear, and hopefully they are going to come on next week. And if you recall, Ryan Moore, who's a PGA Tour player, his brother Jason runs True Linkswear. They've done a compelling job with their shoes that I think are hugely beneficial to a lot of golfers. So we hope to have them on. Again, we have Kim from KBS Shafts who's going to be coming up soon. And I have a few more in the pipeline as well. So without further ado, I want to wish everyone a wonderful weekend, and take care of yourselves and keep it in the fairway. And if anybody has any questions, I'm going to provide my contact information, my email address and phone number if anybody wants to reach out. And on that note, here's my cell phone number too, to everyone. Not, again, have a wonderful weekend and take care.